Gym rat? I exclaimed excitedly. Ryan muttered confusedly. I'm sorry, do I know you? No, you don't. I'm a big fan. Your biggest fan on Instagram, I said. My voice echoed in the bar, and I had begun to call attention to us. They couldn't understand what it meant to meet your favorite celebrity in real life. Ryan Allen Taylor, popularly known as Gym Rat, was a fitness and lifestyle influencer I had been following for 2 years. He had about 60 million followers on Instagram. He was instrumental in my fitness journey. Never in 2 years did I think or dream I was going to randomly meet him in a bar, hiding his face with a face cap while drinking liquor at the counter. The most beautiful thing of all this was that I could proudly show him evidence of how he had helped in my fitness journey. Big biceps, a huge body, and some hard abs, almost like Ryan. I was not there yet. He is gay too. Oh, he said. Nice to meet you, but could you keep your voice down? I don't want any attention. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just overexcited to see you. You have no idea, I said with a big smile. He smiled at me and I felt like I melted. What's your name? He asked. Elliot, I said. Want to have a seat with me? I've been sitting alone for the past 15 or 20 minutes. Could really use the conversation, he said. Really? I asked, my face white in shock. Yeah, he said. Wow, I said as I sat on the chair beside him. I was still in shock. His down-to-earth attitude made me melt the more. He still had a smile. I can see you are really fit. You have no idea how instrumental you are in shaping me into this, I said. 2 years ago, I just had a regular body, but now I look as muscular as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He laughed and said, You're welcome. I can't take all the credit. You also have yourself to thank. You disciplined yourself to be this way. I guess, but I'd love to give you all the thanks, I said. I insist that you also have a share, he replied. Okay, but if you insist, but have the lion's share, I said. Oh, come on, really? He said, and we began to laugh. Oh, don't mind my manners. Bartender, what would you like to drink? I'll have what you're having. Are you shy or are you being modest? He asked. Both, actually, I said and chuckled. Oh, come on. Tell him whatever you want. Oh, really? Thanks, I said. I went ahead to make my order. Thank you. You're welcome, he said. You know, I've always wanted to tell you in person that I think I know your reason for choosing Gym Rat as your brand name, I said to him. Oh yeah? Let's hear it. The rat in your Gym Rat is an abbreviation for your full name. Ryan Allen Taylor, I said. Oh my gosh, Elliot, he said with a big laugh. Yep, I said excitedly. I knew he was going to love it. This is one of the most ingenious things I've ever heard. Elliot, because I promise I never thought of it before I picked that name, he said, amused. Wait, really? Yeah, trust me, I never thought of it. I was trying to find a brand name, but I couldn't find one. I can't really remember where I found Gym Rat. I guess in the dictionary or on Instagram, he said. Wow, I guess I overthought it. It is a genius thing to me. No one has ever made that observation to me, he said. Would you permit me to use your idea? I'm ready to sign any paperwork or finder's fee. No, I said with laughter. Take it, there's no need for all that. You're sure? I'm serious. I'm ready to sign any paperwork. No, it's fine. All I want is your number, I said. That's all you want? Yeah. I'm gonna give you my number. I'm gonna follow you on IG, plus every other social media, if that's what you want, he said. Yeah, that's what I want, I said. It was like I had won a lottery. Right there on the spot, he gave me his number and followed me on socials. How about a photo too, he asked. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Glad I could remind you, he said. Then we took photos before he told me he had to be on his way. We said goodbyes and he went on his way after paying for our drinks. I couldn't stop smiling. It was a day I'd never forget. How could one contain such joy and keep it to himself? I told my friends about it. At first, they did not believe me until I showed them evidence. Photos of me with the Gym Rat that I had begun to think of getting framed and putting on my wall, but then I thought it was going to be creepy. That night, I slept happily. The next day, I became a local champion in the gym among my gym friends after meeting Ryan. It was good to have a photo with a celebrity and have contact with him. Call him, let him know he's got other fans here too, Andy said. He was a gym bro and colleague at work. Yeah, the others agreed. No, guys, can't do that. I just got his number yesterday, I said. It doesn't matter, another person said. You just feel that way. I don't want to disturb him, guys. It would look like he made a mistake giving me his number, I said. Did you lie about getting his number or something? One asked. Why would I lie about something like that, man? I replied. I'm not doing it. They grunted and walked away disappointed. I could not seem to Ryan like a drooling diehard fan who would disturb him with calls and texts each time his friends dared him to do so. But it did not stop me from wanting to text him, at least to thank him for the other day. Hey Ryan, I typed. Then I got confused about whether to use Gym Rat or Ryan. Or Ryan the Gym Rat, I thought. I'm gonna go with Ryan. He's my friend now. Hey Ryan, this is Elliot, the guy who met you at the bar yesterday. I just wanted to say it was really nice seeing and speaking to you. I must say you're really down to earth. They say don't meet your heroes, but seeing you yesterday will make me argue that notion anywhere. Thank you so much. I wrote the message and sent it. How are you doing? I waited patiently for a response, but like I predicted, he must have been busy. Maybe I am at the bottom of his tons of messages. I still wanted to be patient though. Each time a notification came in, I always thought it was a reply from him. The message still hadn't been read. The next week. On different days, I had sent different messages to him, hoping my message would get on top of those tons of DMs. Yet I got no reply, nor was my message read. Calling still was not an option. I really wanted to get to know him personally and become his friend. I had thought that from that night at the bar, it was going to be smooth sailing, I guess. I wanted to try again, but with less hope than I had when I texted him earlier. I was in my office when the idea of a message came into my head. I took my phone and began to type, Hey Ryan, how are you doing? Just wanted to check up on you. Sorry for pestering you with my constant messaging. LOL. I want to ask for your help. I know this sounds like I'm overreaching, but I would love to have you as my trainer. I feel like I have not reached my goal in terms of my fitness journey. Let me know what you think. Then I sent the message, probably going to the bottom of his DMs, I said to myself. I returned to doing my work and planned to check later or the next day to find out if he had replied. About 30 minutes after I had written that message, I got a notification. My eyes lazily trailed to my phone to see if it was from him. Immediately, I became active and unlocked my phone. He had replied. Hey Elliot, I remember you and I am so sorry for replying late. I've been so busy making content and editing them. I wasn't ignoring you. I hope you can understand. I am glad I made your day that day. Yes, I would love to be your trainer. Normally, I'd do it for a fee, but for you, I'm willing to do it for free. We'll discuss later on how you want to do it. Have a great day. I wanted to yell, but suddenly I remembered I was at work and immediately restricted myself. It didn't stop me from punching my happy fist in the air. I was so happy. Ryan had made my day again. Fitness training with Gym Rat, all for free? If this is a dream, I don't want to wake up from it, I thought to myself. What's making you happy today? Andy asked. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, I said. Try me first, he said. Is it Gym Rat? Yeah, I said. I asked him to be my fitness trainer and he said yes. Shut up, you're kidding. Nope, I said, grinning. I showed him the message and watched his face light up. Oh my god, Elliot, he said, but his voice was loud. Shh, be quiet. How are you even being mature about this, bro? Do you know how excited I will be? I would quit my job. Nah, what are you saying, Andy? I'm saying I would be too happy to know what I'm doing, he said. Let's go celebrate tonight. Sure, I said. It looked like Andy was more happy about it than I was. The thing was that I was containing my joy, but the joy was gradually leaking. I just wanted to yell. Yes, I squeaked and went back to my work. My friends and I went to the bar to celebrate. They all were shocked that something like that could happen. It looked like something straight out of a movie. My cheeks hurt from laughing all night. The next week, I thought my life could not get any better than what was happening to me. Ryan at first was giving me fitness tips every day until he told me one day through a text, Hey Elliot, would you like to join me at my gym for a training session tomorrow? If it is not convenient, it is fine, but if you want to come, your transportation will be paid for. I just feel it would be better to be your fitness trainer in person. The moment I saw the text, I replied, Hey Ryan, I would love very much to do the training session at your gym. Thank you so much, Ryan. At that point, I began to doubt if I had a lucky charm in my possession because good things were happening. A fitness session at Ryan's gym? I love this. All right, we'll send the address later and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. See ya, I texted. The next day, I took an Uber to the location of the gym. Someone was waiting for me outside the gym that paid for the ride when I came down. Ryan was already in the gym waiting for me. It was surreal seeing him again, but I could see all the muscles he was hiding under those clothes when I saw him last. I was lost in his chiseled body and almost didn't know he stretched his hand for a handshake. He is hot. It's nice seeing you again, Elliot. How was your trip? It is nicer for me, Ryan. I can't believe I'm seeing you the second time, I replied. Come on, I'm just a human like you, he said. You're welcome to my gym. We only open on weekdays, so we're the only ones. Did you know I own one? Yeah, I did. Wow, you must know a lot more about me than I do myself, he said, and we laughed. Not a lot of people know that. You mostly use the gym at your house because you probably don't want the attention, right? I asked. He was impressed. Yeah, very correct. I'm impressed, he said. Do you mind the cameras? I now noticed that we were not alone. There was a crew already. Not at all, I said. He didn't know how happy I was that I was about to be on camera with Ryan, and eventually after editing, I was going to be on his Instagram. I was Alice in Wonderland. All right, let's begin, he yelled. After an hour session, we were already oily with sweat. That was great, I said with bated breath. Ryan wasn't breathing heavily the way I was. Yeah, that was. We should do it every weekend like today. What do you think? He asked. How I wish I lived closer. I would be here every day, I replied. He said and smiled. He then told someone to get us water. From then on, it was Saturday with Ryan at the gym. The next 3 Saturdays. 3 Saturdays had passed and my body was gradually getting into the shape I wanted. There were no cameras by the second Saturday, so it was just us. After a training session, he asked, It's been a very long time since I have eaten any fast food. Oh, same here, I said. My tongue craves some cheeseburgers, he said. Want one? Sure. Okay, let's go. We went in his car to a nearby fast food restaurant. I offered to go order so he would not get attention. I got them and we ate in the car. We laughed and talked in his car until he got deeper in his conversations. You know why you were able to meet me at the bar? He asked. Why? I thought you'd be able to guess it, he said and chuckled. I'm lonely. Wow. I mean, I have got a bar in my home, but I need to just leave my home at least. It's been a long while since I did, he said. You have no friends? I only have 3 friends in my life. Oscar, who is my manager, my dogs, and you. Every other person is either with me for my money or related interests. It doesn't get more than that, he said. I'm your friend? Yeah, or am I not to you? You are more than that to me, I replied. Come on, Elliot, stop idolizing me. You now realize I am also like you with regular problems. I'm just famous, but it causes people to not see that I am just a regular person. I'm your friend, right? He asked. Of course, Ryan, of course, I said with a big smile. He smiled back. The next week. Ryan and I had been texting a lot ever since. I was always giggling at work, in the toilet, or on the road. The Ryan on the internet is different from the one I knew. He was hilarious, had similar interests to me, and was a big nerd. It was too early to tell, but I was beginning to get some tingling feeling each time he touched me or each time I looked at him, or when I saw his texts. I was leaving work when he called me and said, Guess where I am right now? Where? I'm at the bar we met. Really? I'm coming to join you right now, I said. When I got there, he sighted me from afar, with a big smile on his face, like that day he had his face cap on. What are you doing here? Change of scenery, he said, just like that day. Come on, tell me. You look happier than usual, I said. You can easily read me, Elliot, he said, and that's why you are my friend. Yep, I smiled. Well, I got this huge endorsement deal from this big sportswear company. Wow, which one? Come, let me whisper it in your ear, he said. I drew closer and he said it in my ear. Yo! I yelled. Shh, don't draw attention. Oh, sorry. Yo! I said in a hushed tone, but with the same happiness. Yep, he said and laughed. I'm so freaking happy for you, I said, and we hugged. Thank you, he said. So let's party. But you don't want people to know who you are, I said. Don't worry, that's why I brought my face cap. Eventually, one of us had to stay sober, and that was me because he kept drinking and almost got his cover blown when he got drunk. I got him out and took him to his car. How do we get you home? I asked, but he was too drunk to reply. I had no choice but to take him to my home. As I laid him on the bed, he held me by my arm and said, Stay with me. I was startled and had no idea what to do. He said it again, tugging at my arm until I lay beside him. Then he wrapped my arm around his waist and went to sleep. What just happened? I thought to myself, still in shock. There was no space between us. Oh wow, I am on my bed with Ryan. A smile soon came to my lips as I thought of it. Then I went to sleep. The next morning. I woke up the next morning and saw he was still sleeping by my side. So, it wasn't a dream, I asked myself. I stood slowly from the bed and went to the kitchen. There was still a smile on my face as I made breakfast. What are the odds that Ryan and I could fall in love, I thought. The thought disappeared as soon as the kettle began to whistle. I went back to the room with a tray of breakfast. Ryan blinked awake, glancing around, trying to make sense of his surroundings. "Good morning," I said, smiling. "Where are we?" he asked, confused. "My apartment." "Really?" "Yeah." "What happened last night?" he asked. "I hope I didn't cause any disaster." "I was sober enough to stop you from doing so." "Oh my God, I am so sorry," he said, a little embarrassed. "You don't need to be," I said. "I brought you breakfast." "Oh," he said, then his face came alive. "Thank you. Nice apartment, by the way." "Thanks." After eating, he freshened up and was about to be on his way when he said, "Thank you for taking care of me, Elliot." "No problem, Ryan. Want to hang out tomorrow? I have a fitness event I am attending tomorrow. It is called FitCon. It's like Comic-Con. Would you like to be my +1? He asked and chuckled. I love how he said +1. "Yeah, I would love to come," I replied. "Thanks." Then he stood there smiling and staring at me. I couldn't also tear my gaze off his face. "All right, my dogs, Terry and Henry, would have been expecting me." "Oh, okay, we'll see you later then." "Yeah," he said. Then he entered his car. He waved at me while he was leaving. The smile I had on my face while I was waving still lingered. How I wished he could stay a little longer. The next day, I saw him parked in front of my apartment an hour after telling me to get dressed. "How come you remember the way?" "It was yesterday. The memory is still fresh," he said. "You ready?" "Yeah," I said as I entered his car. Then we left. We got to the venue and the place was seething with people. Photographers swarmed the place like ants. I knew it was going to take a little time before they would notice Ryan. The dark shield wasn't concealing as people thought. It was a beacon for the photographers to know an important person was behind it. "Ryan, I wouldn't want attention to come to me," I said. "I would like to enter at a later time after you have entered." "Oh, the photographers?" "Yeah," I said. "Shy, huh? Alright, no problem," he said. "Let's go park somewhere else." "Okay." About some minutes after he left, I went into the building. I didn't need to look far. I saw him sitting at the front with other popular and distinguished people. Eventually, he was called to the high table and I could see him clearly. I smiled proudly as I watched him speak. Sometimes I was tempted to tell the person near me that he was my friend and perhaps maybe lover, but I felt I was getting too ahead of myself thinking such would happen. I felt a little out of place as I wasn't sitting by his side. He was either speaking to some people or taking photos. I sat in a corner until he found me. "I have been stylishly looking for you all day," he said. "Really?" "Yep. I wanted you to come rescue me from all the conversations and the photographs. Now my eyes hurt from the flashes," he replied. "I'm sorry," I said and laughed. "Want to get out of this place?" "Yeah," I said. "I think I want coffee, since you made me drink it yesterday. I now like it," he said. "Yeah?" I asked excitedly. "Yeah, for real," he said as we walked out. We got coffee and we were now sitting in his car. From my peripheral vision, I had caught him stealing glances at me. Then suddenly he asked, "Are you seeing someone currently? You've never spoken about anyone." "No, I've been single for a while now," I said. "Why?" "The last relationship I had was a disaster. He was a devil," I replied. "I'm so sorry about that. I hope he is suffering somewhere for what he did to you." "No, why did you say that?" I asked while laughing. "You are really an amazing person. He doesn't deserve you, and I'm glad you could escape from his clutches in time, so you can meet someone better," he said. "Yeah?" I said. "How about you? Seeing anyone?" "I think you should know by now. I only have you, my manager, Terry, and Henry," he said. "Oh, I forgot," I said. Then there was an awkward silence. Only our breaths were the sounds breaking the silence. "I think we should get going," he said. "Yeah," I replied. He started the engine and drove off. It was from that conversation that I first knew he was into me as I was. 2 weeks later, Ryan and I had been doing our workout session for the past 30 minutes, and there had been some awkward lingering touches. I must say I liked them. "Not like that, Elliot," he said after he told me to try a new exercise he had just shown. "Oh, you're doing great, but not perfect yet," he said as he tried to adjust my position. As his hand moved on my arms, I felt that tingling feeling all over my body. "Yeah, like that." "Like this?" I asked. "Yeah," he said. His voice trailed off while staring at me. Suddenly, he regained his focus and said, Yeah, that's cool." I smiled. "You're getting into shape already," he said. "Really?" "Yeah, for real." "Then I would have you to thank," I said. "You never take credit for doing anything, do you?" he asked, and we laughed. "Lest I forget, I've got something for you." "Oh, what's that?" I asked. "Give me a minute," he said. "Let me get it from my car." "Okay," I watched him sprint outside the gym. Some minutes later, he was with something big that was wrapped with gift wrap. "Today's not my birthday, Ryan," I said. "I know," he said and handed the gift to me. "Actually, I don't know when your birthday is, but this is not a birthday gift." I excitedly opened the wrap. What I saw made me shocked. It was a complete gym wear with shoes, all customized with my name. "Yo! You like it?" he asked with glee. "I don't like it, I freaking love it," I yelled and hugged him tightly. "Thank you so much." "Anything for you," he said. That was another subtle sign, but I was wondering what was stopping him from asking the big question. "Thank you so much, Ryan." "You're welcome. How about you, go try it and see if it fits, huh?" "All right," I said, and left him. "How do I look?" I asked, doing a 360 in front of him. "Hot and sexy. If your ex saw you in this, he'd be begging to take you back," he said. "In gym clothes, Ryan?" I asked. "Huh. Say your mind, Ryan. I know what you're trying to do," I said. "What am I trying to do?" "I'm not going to say it for you," I replied. I don't know what you mean," he said. "Okay, I guess I want to be on my way home." No, wait, I'm sorry, Elliot," he said, stopping me. "The truth is that I like you and I want to be more than friends with you. It's crazy that I met you at—" "Talk is cheap, Ryan. I like you too," I said. The space between us gradually closed till we could feel our breaths on our faces. Then our lips touched for a kiss. We separated from each other and smiled like we were on top of the world. The next 3 weeks. Ever since that kiss, my life with Ryan has been nothing but bliss. It was like I had done the rightest thing in my life. He was sweet and romantic, looked tough outside like a macadamia nut, but soft inside like a marshmallow. We agreed that we would not make it public, although I had that little wish to be known as Ryan's lover. How great would it be, I thought to myself, but Ryan felt it would be good not to go public with it, or it would backfire in some way as seen with other influencers who had done such. "I'm the proudest person for having you as my boyfriend, and I want to show you to the world, but such stuff like this doesn't end well. Social media is some valley of death with hungry predators," he told me. "All right, I've heard you." Even though he was right, the wish still remained in my heart like a flickering fire on a candle. 3 days later. Every day with Ryan was like I was in a fantasy because he was too good to be true. A big step up from the toxic ex-boyfriend I had. It was all going great when something happened. It started when one day Ryan got a call from his manager, Oscar. "You are blowing up on social media," he said. "You and Elliot." "What? How did that happen?" "Someone took a photo of you and him and put you on the internet," he said. "Everyone is having different opinions." God, no," Ryan grunted. He held his head like it wanted to explode. He was devastated. "The opinions have been mixed, Ryan, but it is like the brands you have collaborated with are focused on the negative ones." "Oh my God, what the hell?" he yelled. He was devastated. I now understood what he meant a little when he said he didn't want us to go public. The drama was what he didn't want. I began to feel guilty. My silent wish had come through in some way. I had not regretted my wish yet until I was scrolling through Instagram, reading what people had to say about our relationship. Like Oscar said, there were mixed reviews, but I could not take my eyes off the negative comments even though I saw positive ones. "Congratulations, Gym Rat. I'm happy for you, XOXO, one comment said. "Ugh, couldn't he find someone else who is more handsome?" another one said. "He's got a very asymmetrical face, LOL. "This is great news. Don't mind the idiot saying nonsense." "Gold digger." And on I scrolled. It was like many knives in my body. It was really hurtful hearing words like I was a gold digger or that I didn't look good. I had never been so self-conscious in my life as I was when reading the comments. I never knew I had an asymmetrical face all my life until that moment. I now regretted my wish. A week later. Ryan was still struggling with maintaining his public image while trying to get me out of depression. I couldn't look at the mirror again, nor could I even enter social media for the sake of my collapsing sanity. "I know I said the people on social media are like hungry lions, but they are powerless unless you let them," Ryan said to me one morning. "Your face is not asymmetrical. I love you like that." "Thousands of people don't agree with that," I said. "That is their opinion, and it does not mean they are right. They don't love you. I love you," he said. "They don't matter in the grand scheme of things." "All right," I replied weakly. "Please stand up, Elliot," he begged. "You've got to go to work." "Don't worry, I'll call in sick," I said. "Come on, no, I don't want to face my colleagues." He sighed and said, "Fine, but you can't stay in bed all day." I like it here. Elliot, he yelled angrily, you are making it difficult for me. I've got enough stress from my work already. Then leave me alone. I can't leave you alone, he said. Then why complain, I asked. I am okay, I'm not depressed. You are, Elliot, you need help. No, I don't need help, I'm just down, I said. Elliot, leave me, Ryan, I yelled. Then there was silence. I regretted saying it, but I couldn't just apologize. Fine, he said, sounding hurt. Then he left. Later that night, he came to me again and laid beside me. He said while stroking my hair, You said I should leave you, but I can't. I smiled slightly. I didn't mean it. I know, I could hear your heart calling me back, he said, and I chuckled. It told me to bring some nacho chips when coming. What? I asked, laughing. He showed me a packet of chips and gave it to me. Thank you. He watched me as I chewed the chips. What? I asked. I love the way you're chewing. Very mindful and demure. Stop, Ryan, I said, chuckling. I know what you're doing. That's what you said before I asked you out, he said. I know you know. I'm fine, Ryan. Agree you are not, he said. I am. Agree, Elliot, he said and tickled me. You know that wouldn't work. I just wanted to try, he said inside. I'm sorry all this is happening, Elliot. It's not your fault. There was a pause. Elliot, I'm gonna try the best I can to make all this go away so you can return to the cheerful person you are, he said. You don't need anyone to tell you this. You are beautiful inside and outside. You're just saying that. I'm not just saying that. You have always known that until some idiots punctured your confidence like a balloon. It is up to you to love yourself. I mumbled. Am I a gold digger? Elliot, why would you say that? I don't need any mind reader to tell me you love me genuinely. You know that you're not a gold digger. You shouldn't let people's opinions be your truth. They are merely opinions of flawed beings just like us, he said. No one's perfect, Elliot. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. Please stop brooding. They don't matter, my love, he said. I love you. I love you too, I replied, and we kissed. The next week, Ryan released an emotional post on Instagram and other socials the next morning that warmed my heart. The rumors are true. I am in love and I couldn't be happier. I've seen good and bad comments from different people about the person I am with. Thank you to those who wished me well. As for those with the negative comments, you all need to heal. I love him like that and he is the perfect one for me. I don't care what anyone says. Simple and sweet. All that I needed to regain my confidence in myself and strengthen my love for him. Conclusion. By the end of the week, the whole drama had subsided. Ever since then, my confidence returned, but still needed a little patching up. Ryan has been really helpful with it. I have made many choices, some bad and others good. Of all the good choices, Ryan is the best. Ever. The end. Do you believe making your relationship public on social media is a good choice? Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to become part of our Rainbow Force, and stay wholesome.